Colin, let's shift to applications. So, how are industrial organizations adopting AI technologies today? What are the trends in AI investments among these organizations? And what do some of ARC's surveys in the domain reflect?
We did a survey of 525 industrial organizations, and obviously we talked to many of our clients on a daily basis about their applications of AI to a wide range of problems and opportunities to achieve outcomes in their businesses. But what we found from those conversations and that survey of 525 industrial organizations is that there is broad application, in fact, perhaps broader applications outside the factory than inside the factory or your production facility, whether you're manufacturing goods or producing energy or in the oil and gas domain. So very often they're applying them. It's pervasive in customer service applications. And I think we're all used to that in our daily lives as well. But imagine now you have a complex multi-million-dollar machine or production line or a factory and you need support and service around that. It's very specific. They tend to be highly configured products for each of their customers, and so in many of the industrial applications, then having that ability to mine your internal systems for all the data about what you built for that customer, all the components of the machine that you delivered for that customer, and its applications and how they can optimize it, reduce energy consumption from it. You can see the potential for a broad application of AI, everything from Gen AI to go and look at documents that you may have in existing applications and knowledge bases to basically get looking at Teams conversations and previous calls. So there's lots of ways that you can actually apply AI to help digest that information and make it much more accessible in near real time or service time, if you like, for the service use cases. So we see very much that being an ongoing and fast evolving application of AI. But everything from enterprise applications, right? I mean, SAP has its vector engine. It has tens of thousands of customers that are allowing them to train their vector engine using their data. Obviously, it's anonymized, and there's various techniques so that customers are willing to do that. But SAP is doing that. Infor has really built their multi-tenant ERP platform in a way and got contracts with customers that mean they can get access to a lot of that data and train their processes and get process optimization, process intelligence, and deliver that back to customers on an ongoing basis. So it's getting moving fairly fast in the ERP application space as well. Fields like asset performance management, then we might think predictive maintenance, everyone's already done it. That's not true, right? It's probably the most common use case of AI, but we still haven't seen it broadly built into every asset performance management or enterprise asset management solution. And so there's still opportunity there, but clearly lots of opportunity to take the data that you can connect from machines and connect it with the maintenance data and continue to enhance in that direction. So predictive maintenance and quality management kind of lead the pack in terms of vendors trying to come up with scalable applications of AI in production. But other areas that we're seeing, I think you will see develop a lot in the future, whether it's Siemens or Rockwell or Schneider. I'm sure I'm going to leave out somebody who's going to be unhappy, but lots of the industrial automation vendors are really looking at how do you, yes, do the customer service, right, where they're all basically starting to improve their service to customers by doing what we said earlier, which is really taking knowledge bases and making them much more accessible to their end customers. But they're all exploring as well, how do I put AI on the edge? Rockwell just made a lot of announcements about their plans for rolling AI into almost all of their edge solutions so that you can basically start to make lots of inferences from data that is collected, and the inferences can be made on the edge. But they're also talking about how they're going to make programming PLCs, right? Siemens is moving in a similar direction where really, PLC programmers don't come out of universities, right? So one of the limitations of really applying a lot of industrial automation technology has been the skills required for very proprietary programming languages, in effect, to really scale out that deployment of automation. So they are working with the Microsofts and the AWS, and in the case of Siemens as well, to really take a lot of the application of generative AI and its ability to understand language and help with coding, but now applying it to their specific language requirements. And so you're seeing some real innovation, and I think a lot more to come in terms of making it easier to integrate with, deploy industrial automation systems that have traditionally been complex and proprietary, and are still in many cases complex and proprietary, but it will become much easier to get those skills or to be aided in developing those skills using AI. I could keep going on, but hopefully that gives you a flavor of some of what's going on and some of the
It's good.
applications.